In today's video, we're going to take a look at another knife from the outdoor division of the folks at Klein Tools, the Blackfire outdoor knife. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me here in a very shadow speckled woods today to show you this Blackfire outdoor fixed blade knife from the folks at Blackfire. And the folks at Blackfire reached out to me a little while ago and asked me if I'd be interested in checking out some of their outdoor knives and saws and stuff and having them sponsor a couple of videos. When I found out they were the official outdoor brand of Klein Tools, I said, yeah, let me check them out because, man, I've been working in construction for almost 40 years. Klein Tools are just like synonymous with quality. They've been making tools since 1850 something. So I figured these things have a good shot at being really good tools. So as you see, I'm showing it to you, which means that I think they are pretty good tools, and I agreed to show it to you and let them sponsor today's video, which, full disclosure, means they're paying me to show you this knife. So it behooves me to let the knife do as much of the talking as possible. I say that as I ramble on, but I just want to make sure that I try to show you the performance of this knife, so it's not about me saying it's a great knife because they're paying me, right? Everybody always wants to suspect me of that. Oh, and by the way, since they are sponsoring today's video, they're offering you a 10% discount coupon. Use SOP10 as the coupon code when you check out at their website. There'll be a link in the video description below. So having said all that, let's talk about the specs of this thing real quick, and then we'll get to doing some of that there knife stuff. So first of all, this is very similar to a insulation duckboard knife that we've looked at from a couple different manufacturers, and honestly I think it's probably based on that pattern, but it has a nice spine down the middle of it, a normal serration on one side, which is it's a single-sided chisel grind serration, and then on the, well, it's not really chisel grind, it's just serrated on one side like normal, and then a fine edge non-serrated on the other. I just want you to look at the point on this thing. This thing has an absolute needle tip point on it. It seems to be very strong with that spine down the middle of it, very strong, and then it's got about a 1-inch gap with no blade, no serrations and no sharpening on it, which hopefully will be kind of scrapey. The handle is kind of rubbery feeling, plastic over molded. This thing looks to be a full tang knife. I bet you the tang is at least that wide all the way down, with a nice butt cap on it that you could probably hammer stuff with. It's got a nice comfortable handle, a little bit of a flare here for your finger guard. It fits my hand really well. I wear medium gloves, so there's that. Then it comes with this this sheath, which is nothing fancy. Okay, it's a nylon sheath, got a belt loop on it, but it is a sheath. It's a puncture resistant sheath. It says there's no plastic liner or anything, but it fits in there really well. And then it has just a Velcro closure here, and open a little pocket up here, and there is a little T-handled ferro rod, and the standard little ferro rod striker. This one has a bottle opener on it and a 1/4-inch bit driver. It's got a little bit of a scale. This is a 1 in 10,000 scale on one side for a map scale, and just a millimeter ruler on the other. You know, everybody includes us for a striker. I'm hoping we don't need that because I always just prefer to use the tool. I never had much luck with these little strikers, but it's got a little T-handle on the ferro rod. So let's just, instead of me rambling on, I said I was going to let the knife do the talking, and here I am rambling. So let's get you down to the old, we're not at the stump top, so we've got a fallen tree log top here. We're going to try to do a little bit of that there knife stuff. Okay, so here is the old Blackfire knife, and what I thought we'd do is I'll get my ugly face out of the picture and let Blackfire's pretty face be in the picture. We'll do the internationally standard redneck sharp test, because I think that's what every international knife tester in the world uses to make sure the edge comes good on a knife. So let's try that one first, and we're going to do it right here. Let's just, can you see this, the testing medium? Would you look at all that hair there? Okay, so ooh, it passes the sharp test. Man, it's a nice little patch right there. But I want to be as consistent as possible with my testing. So what I'm going to do next I've got this piece of dry, I think it's oak. Hear how hard that is? That actually, by the way, I cut that with my Blackfire folding saw, which you may have seen on another video. What we're gonna do a little bit of that nasty old useless, never had to do it in my life, batoning, and see what happens. Now we got double edge on here, so this is gonna chew up the baton, but that's okay. Because if you needed some to get a fire going and all you had was some wood that had been laid on the ground, was kind of damp on the outside, you might want to get to the inside of it. So, and we're going to try that. And we got a little knot here. So that's just, I want to do my standard testing, and that's part of the standard testing. So that's what we're going to do. Let's do it. You see it's kind of chewing up the baton, but that's okay. I didn't pay much for the baton. Now we're gonna get one more curve out of here. Look at the inside of this thing. That's gnarly. That's probably not gonna be the best wood to make. Oh, look, it's got a worm in there. Oh no, a little bonus protein. We're gonna split that worm out. Let's set him free. You wanna set him free? We'll either set him free or cut him in half. All right, yeah, let's see. Let's try this in. This may not wind up being good feathering material. All right, get you out of here. Let's try one more here. Oh yeah, man, we're chewing up. Let's try back here instead. All right. So much for that. We're gonna see if we can carve some feathers out of something on here. Get out of here, little worm. All right. I know it's not a worm, it's a larvae. I get that, okay? Let's just try this. This is, again, not the best feathering wood, but curling wood, but we're gonna give it a shot. You know what? Let me find a better piece of wood than this. This thing is really jacked up. Okay, I found this little sticky. Let's just see how well it does. This is a little smoother anyway. It's kind of hard too. Get some flats on it, it'll probably curl a little better. All right, so he's curling pretty good here now. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a lot better. You see those little curls? Not bad. They all look like little curly cues. What about with the serrated side? My friend Magnus Anderson is a master with a serrated blade. Let's see what I can do with it. I'm better with a flat edge. There we go. We've got pretty good bit of little curls there. Try one more thing. What I don't have with me, unfortunately, is any fat wood. So we got to do this one old school. Maybe you don't have fat wood either. So let's see if we can scrape some scrapings off that thing. How well it scrapes. It's not really scraping wood, but scraping a little bit. But okay. You know where we're going next, right? Let's get the included ferro rod out and see how well this thing scrapes. Scrapes fine, but see, this is whoever designs these things, that's supposed to be the part you scrape with. I think the people that make these never ever used them. You know, you don't scrape like that. Nobody. Yeah, so like every other one of these I've ever checked out on any knife, any ferro rod, I would probably just throw this thing away. But should be able to use the knife itself. This part here that is not sharpened, so you're not messing your edge up. Let's just see. It's trying. Come on, man. It's sparking good. It is not burning. Okay, so man, this wood is, I picked up off the ground, which you're not supposed to do. That's not the way to build a fire. I get it. I was just trying to, it's amazing how hard it is sometimes. See, you're in the woods, you know, you need to have an emergency and you need a fire. It's burning, but it's just barely burning. Can you see it? Can you see it burning there? Let's see if I can get some more flame going. Fire is such a fragile little thing. See it? Got to keep adding a little bit of fuel to it. And it might have gone out. And it went out. But obviously, that's not the fault of the knife. So far, it's done everything it needs to do. And it feels good. As you know, here at Survival on Purpose, we is all about the science. And we like to test every fixed blade knife for aerodynamic balance at our state-of-the-art cutting-edge knife testing facility at our worldwide headquarters. However, as you can see, we ain't there, so we're not able to use our industry standard testing apparatus to balance, orientation, and rotation device. However, I was able to locate a total rotational energy equivalent right here, so we're going to try that now. You want to? Let's do it. Remember, proper scientific method is critical. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, the humanity. Uh-oh. Got a little bounce back. I didn't use scientific method, did I? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Oh man, I think we're going to call this one balanced. Okay, as I said, we're going to call this one balanced, and hopefully I've allowed the knife to do its own talking and kept my own opinions out of it. But I think you'll have to agree with me that this thing did everything it was supposed to do, it needs to do, and did it with flying colors, and it even did that knife stuff really well. Very balanced. And maybe we'll wrap this up with a kind of a follow-up sharpness test, redneck sharp test. People like to see that after I've used it a little bit, so let's try it and see. Get the testing medium out here. Oh, more hair there. Okay, so I think it passed that. So like I said, the price on this thing is $17.99 with the sheath and with the ferro rod. And admittedly, the sheath is nothing fancy, but it's a decent nylon sheath. It's the best one I've seen on any of the other knives of this style we've looked at. So I like the rubbery handle on it. I like the base cap on it. It seems like it'd be a really good knife. I know a lot of people don't like that double-edged thing, but the serrations are really good for cutting rope or cutting any kind of anything you need to cut fabric or strapping or anything like that. And they're also pretty good for carving some extra little curls, and sort of like a saw. They're not really a saw, but they help sometimes. But altogether, I think it's a decent knife. And thanks again to the folks at Blackfire for sending me this so I could show it to you, and for sponsoring today's video. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.